Three, two. Hey, Tyler. So, talk to us about organic social media. Tell me one or a couple tactics or strategies that will help bring in new patients and help us better utilize this platform.
Okay, so very first thing when I started out um, was I searched local hashtags, so like Dallas, Texas, in my case, and it brings up kind of this is on Instagram. It
Mhm.
brings up kind of your top nine posts. It's probably reels now of kind of these accounts that are posting that have the most activity on them. And then what I did is you click on their profile, and I think I've talked to you about this before. And you just message them and say, "Hey, we'd love to offer you a free cleaning and some teeth whitening. Let me know if you're interested." That's all you have to say, and you do that a couple dozen times, um, and you usually get back a few refusals, like, "Oh, I have a dentist," or, "Oh, I actually live farther away," or "We moved," things like that. But then you get like three or four. You're like, "Yeah, I'd love to come in. When can I come in?" You come in, don't talk anything about them posting or doing anything like that. I mean, we all know it's an unwritten rule on social media. When you get something for free, you're going to be posting on it, whether it's you bragging that somebody gave you something for free, or just kind of this common courtesy of returning the favor. So they usually post up on it. And then you can talk to them, get to know them a little bit. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And I will tell you this, every single one that has come in has paid for itself plus some. So I've never, sometimes it takes a couple of years. I had one where I was kind of bummed that it didn't really work out, but then a couple of people came in like, "Oh yeah, I actually saw your story on Marty's account a while back." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So literally every single one of them has had a positive ROI.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
So,
not too complicated.
it's basically like finding, I guess, like on Instagram, right? Because we're talking about Instagram.
Yeah,
It's finding like the people who are, I guess, most followed, most popular, right? And then you message them, but in your local area. And then
yeah,
from that point on, you kind of like are hoping, hey man, I hope you reply back, right? Type of thing.
yeah. And I mean, they're all about the experience. So if you're welcoming and accommodating, you don't have to go over the top, but just like help them have a good experience. They're going to tell their followers about it. One thing too that I learned early on is don't get too ambitious and don't message people with 5 million followers or 100,000 followers. Just a few thousand local followers, and you'd be surprised how much impact that actually has. A lot of them, they're like, "Oh yeah, I went to high school with so and so," and they'll come in. Or, "Oh yeah, I follow her blog and I saw that she went to the dentist and it looked like a nice place, so I thought I'd come in." But if you do kind of those big accounts, sometimes, I mean, their followers are from all over the world, so your audience is going to be larger, but so is kind of the geographic spread. So having kind of like between the 3,000 to 10,000 spot is actually a pretty good sweet spot to have, especially when you're starting out.
Has there ever been, Tyler, like not a good payoff on this where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing way too much work and they didn't even.
Um, I thought it had until that one came in. To be
Uh,
honest, like I thinking back every single one of them, and I've even my staff has kind of gotten on me sometimes there where they're like, "Oh, you gave another one away." I'm like, "Just wait, it'll happen." And then like 5 days later, somebody calls in and says, "Hey, I saw your story on Candace's page or whatever. I want to come get a consult for veneers." And I'm like, "Told you."
yeah.
It's literally every time it works.
Gotcha. Any like specific content you feel like works well for Instagram and work doesn't really work well as far as I guess when
Yeah.
people like vet your page and stuff like that?
I feel like having before and afters is good, showing them your skills, showing them your talents and things. But honestly, the stuff that really gets people coming in is showing yourself. If you're not a dancer, don't put dancing videos on. If you're not comfortable in front of the camera, then do a voiceover of something else you're doing. Do stuff that fits you. that gets your personality across. Because I mean, think about how many dentists are on social media these days. Everybody is. And if all you're posting are pictures of your assistant's birthday once a year or happy Thanksgiving, that's not going to do anything. You're wasting your time. If you're paying somebody to do that, you're wasting your money. So you need to be consistently yourself. And I feel like that's what really gets people to be attracted to your business is you. It's your personality. It's how you stand out. And you don't have to have an amazing outgoing personality. You and I were just talking how when I get on my lives, I'm like, hey everybody, how's it going? Like I'm not like trying to like I'm not a circus show. I'm just being myself. And some people are more bubbly than others, and people will be attracted to you. There's a 7 billion people in the world. You match up with quite a few of those, and they want to come get their dental work done from you.
Gotcha, man. That's nice. How long did it take for the, because right now you have like about 33, right? Thousand, a
Yeah,
little
I
bit,
think so.
33.5, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So where do you feel like, do you still have to message people or do you just do, because I noticed you do giveaways too.
Yeah, we do giveaways. I answer every DM that comes my way. Um, I just recently, one of my staff members has got a marketing degree, and I kind of promoted him to a marketing guy. So he helps me with stuff, but the majority of it is still me. So, um, yeah, being personable and being you and not having auto responses or not having your front desk answer things often is important also. It's a job, it's work, but if you're consistent with it, you'll get good at it and then it becomes fun.
Hmm.
So
With your giveaways, do you feel
mhm.
like that works really, really well with your everybody or
Yeah,
your community?
yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It's been really it's changed the way I do business. It's changed the way I look at patients and how I treat people. And I mean, it's been a really positive experience. Um, I think it helps me stand out. Finding something that you can do in the community that will help people versus paying it to Google, I think is always a good thing. I mean, your whole marketing program is about that, finding ways to impact the community in a positive way, um, and not just throwing money at the problem, being being yourself. So yeah, the giveaways have been awesome. It's opened up a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities. People see that you are working with your heart, and they want to they want to help you, and
Mhm.
that's been really neat to see. A lot of crazy opportunities have come from doing that.
How do you do giveaways, man? Do you just say like, "Hey guys, like we're giving away like a veneer, I don't know, thing," and then just follow us, or like what's the catch?
Yeah,
Or not catch, but
so
like to get more followers,
we're
I guess.
we're doing. I'm actually starting one today. I started the first of the month. I usually tell them you have to follow us and tag 3 friends in the comments,
Mhm.
and then say like what what your favorite color is. Or, I don't know. Sometimes I throw out a comment like that. I used to do it where I told them to write in and tell me your story of why you feel like you deserve it. And doing that becomes so emotionally draining of hearing all these stories. And you feel terrible because you want to pick like 10 of them and you can only pick one.
Uh-huh.
And so I just made it at random, because it was just too much. It just is really hard to hear some of those stories and to say no to somebody who totally deserves it. So
Mhm.
making it random became kind of important for me.
Wow, man, would a lot of people submit like their stories or?
Yeah, yeah, dozens. Um, yeah, it gets pretty hectic, and it's time consuming. Also, you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta go to bed and I gotta read these 10 more. So
Yeah. How do you calculate giveaways, man? Do you just say like every once a month I'm going to do one or?
yeah, I used to do it for like every 1,000 followers. And then that got to be to where, fortunately, that was too often.
Yeah.
And so I changed it to quarterly. And then that I felt wasn't often enough. And so then we started doing it monthly. And now I have two associates working for me, so we rotate between the three of us. So it spreads out the workload on each dentist, so we can still be producing and seeing patients, paying patients. I will say too, some people that come in that do the giveaways very frequently. So a lot of times we'll give away 8 veneers. They come in and they're like, I actually wanted 10, so I'll pay for the other two. And that pays for the whole project. So it works out really nicely. Or they're like, oh, I actually wanted to do Invisalign first. I want to get my bottom straight and then do veneers. So it works out. It works out pretty nice that way. And you can
Nice.
do it. You can give away an implant. You can give away a set of dentures. You can give away whitening, all sorts of things. It doesn't have to be high dollar crazy things. Just something fun. I will say, the bigger the prize, the more attention you'll get. So it's kind of catch 22 that way.
Yeah. Give away my
Separate.
practice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no.
But it also, for those of you that are wanting to do more cosmetic work, it gives you that opportunity to practice, to do a case on somebody who maybe normally wouldn't do it or couldn't afford it. You're enabling kind of your talents to expand too, which is always nice.
Yeah, that's good, man. Has there ever been a time where you feel like, hey guys, this is the best type of giveaways, this is the worst type? Like, in my opinion, I don't think you guys should do this anymore.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, we've tried Invisalign, we've tried whitening, we've even tried implants, and I feel like veneers are kind of the thing that gets the most attention. And sometimes even talk to your local lab, the lab that you use the most, and see if, hey, will you guys be willing to do 8 veneers for me for free every quarter or once a year or every 6 months, and try to work out a deal with them that way. Because sometimes they will. Kind of them and showing followers and stuff their work.
Wait, really quick. What'd you say you got kind of choppy? You said talk to your lab,
So
and then after that?
yeah, talk to your lab and see if they'll maybe throw in, if they'll do 8 veneers for free once a year or something like that to help them build their audience too. A lot of labs are trying to grow their social media as well. So if you collaborate with other accounts, big or small, it brings more attention and it brings more clout and more opportunity for more people to benefit, which is always good.
Got you. Real quick, what does your marketing staff member help you with specifically?
Mostly recording content,
Got
and he comes up with so this one, and he recorded a bunch of little clips, and he did like an office thing for Haven Dental. That's was pretty good. So things like that. He just comes up with good ideas, and he's focused more on TikTok. So it's fun.
Have you been growing TikTok or not? It's more like a
Yeah, we're almost 19,000 followers on TikTok now.
is it as easy
So
as Instagram or no? It's like a whole different. Is it worth it?
um, it's it's worth it. It's harder. Like the thing that I hate about learning a new platform is having to learn how it works. Like the best ways to make it work. But I feel like the organic growth, the exposure is a lot bigger with TikTok. It's a lot easier to get followers. I think we had like 3,000 followers about 6 months ago. And we're like, okay, we're going to start putting time into TikTok because we feel like things are shifting that direction. The younger generation are using it more, and even like millennials and people our age are using it more too. And so we've put more attention towards that. And we've been getting patients off of it for sure.
Oh, you have. They people come up
Yeah.
to you and they're like, "Hey, I saw you on TikTok," and the
Yeah.
younger ones,
Usually it's
or
both. No, like 20 to 30-year olds. They're like, oh yeah, I saw you on Instagram and TikTok, and I really liked what you did on TikTok, and yeah,
you
so
show the same stuff that's on Instagram.
um, no, it's usually different.
Ah.
Um,
Like,
Sometimes we post the same thing, or I'll just repost my TikToks into my Instagram stories.
yeah.
But
How
yeah,
different? Like, what do you actually post on there?
um, more. I don't know. TikTok's just like a different platform. I feel like reels are close, but the way you can edit things on TikTok, I kind of like more. So we tend to do more reels and videos on TikTok and more photos and stories. I do a lot more stories on Instagram. I'm posting probably 10 times a day on stories versus posts on Instagram is probably like once or twice a week. So
Gotcha. Okay, man. I didn't even know. This whole time I'm thinking like, TikTok. It's like, but I think we think that too much that it's for kids that we're like, oh no, like the whole world's using it now, kind of thing.
yeah, well, and keep in mind that's what people thought about Instagram, and that's kind of how people felt about Facebook. They're like, "Oh no, MySpace is shit." That's what they said back then.
Nobody uses MySpace no more.
No, I know it's weird. I've been advertising like crazy on
I
MySpace.
know. Tom, he's not my friend. No,
Yeah.
but I get you, man. Awesome, awesome, man. Okay, so any final pieces of advice for this episode?
Most important thing is, like I said, being consistently yourself. If you're doing that, you're going to be successful. And I mean that over months. It's not over a couple weeks. It takes months to get your face out there.
Awesome, awesome, Tyler. I appreciate your time. And if anyone has further questions, you can definitely find them on the Dental Marketer Society Facebook group, or where can they reach out to you directly?
Uh, Instagram haven.dental.
Awesome.
And it'll be me answering mostly.
So, guys, that's all going to be in the show notes below. And Tyler, thank you for being with me on this Monday morning marketing episode.
Monday morning. Yeah, you're welcome.